All right, good morning, everybody. How's it going? My name is Omar Thabit, and I am here today with Rasheed Alnozili from the Yemeni American News. This is another interview on MotivateMe313. First of all, before Rasheed starts talking, I just want you guys to know who Rasheed is and what he does. So, he is the founder and publisher of the Yemeni American News, which is a credited newspaper that has been out for 13 years now. All right, 13 years the newspaper has been out. He's been serving the Detroit, Hamtramck, Dearborn, and all surrounding cities around those area. The newspaper is amazing. If you guys have read it before, you should. If you haven't read it, you definitely should get a hold of it. This is the man behind it. I have been writing with them now, I think for about 4 or 5 years now. Rasheed has gotten me to write for them. He reached out to me while I was in college, and we've been talking since then. So thank you guys all. Thank you, Rasheed, for everything that you do, and thank you for being in this interview, Rasheed.
Thank you for having me, Omar. Good luck with the new show. I know you're gonna be popular. Then when I grow up, I want to be like you.
Yeah, that's Rasheed's favorite line, but we all know that we all want to be like Rasheed when we grow up. And thank you again for doing this interview. Kevin Mahomes said good morning. Good morning, Kevin, and good morning, Isa. I appreciate you guys. All right, so my first question to you, Rasheed. I know I kind of talked about the newspaper, but we kind of want to know a little bit about yourself. So can you tell us about yourself?
I work for the newspaper, so I'm just only the driver. So I graduated from Sanaa University in politician, and I had my master's degree from Central Michigan. So we have this paper for almost 13 years. The ideas came after September 11 with some leaders of the Arab American tried to get away from what happened, and they accused that there is some country, which is Yemen. Then we have to stand up and we did something positive to change the image. This is what the ideas came from.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for those of you that are wondering, there's very hard, bad rain yesterday in Dearborn area, and so that's why Rasheed has to go live through his phone. So we can hear you, Rasheed, but sometimes the camera's freezing up, but we can definitely hear you. And for those that didn't hear him, basically he said that he started a newspaper after September 11. There were claims that Yemen and Arabic people were responsible for those attacks on 9/11 in America. So he came out with this newspaper so that we could represent the Yemeni and Arabic communities. So that's kind of what he just said right there. Thank you for mentioning that, Rasheed. So going to that question, I guess you kind of talked about it. Maybe you could talk about it a little bit more. So what made you start the newspaper, the Yemeni American News, and who did you work with to start the newspaper?
You know that when we start talking, me and my friend, and he's one of the founders, his name is Mohammed Tais, we started to think about website. Then we did the website. Then a year later, we have the newspaper. Back in 2006, before 2007, I used to write in Arabic articles to Yemen. So the first article I wrote went in every newspaper in Yemen. That's the first article. Then later on, I tried to send my second article. They refused it because the first one was with Ali Abdullah Saleh, Allah yarhamu. Then the next one was with Agent Ali Abdullah Saleh. No one wanna publish the article. Then I said, you know what? I gotta do that. My website. Then the ideas came in seriously. Then we did it.
So I have a question, and you probably know this answer. So when you publish in Yemeni American News, it also gets published in Yemen as well?
No, actually, it's a website. Right now, the website is very hard. It's not working in Yemen because I think that most website doesn't work in Yemen based because you are a Yemeni American, and the people who's the governor of the Yemen right now, they have a conflict with America. So I don't think so. My website is go there. They go all of the work. It's not only by Yemen these days. It's not working.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Inshallah, everything works out for Yemen. I don't know if you want to talk about this since you are the founder of the Yemeni American News, but maybe for people that are watching, can you tell them what is happening in Yemen if you want to quickly touch on some stuff?
I really is not my area to talk about it because I'm a community guy. I always care about what happening in the community, what's happening around us. But to make only one statement is a game, is a big game. Yemen get into the bad situation because is a bit is a game, is a game. So this is the way I can describe what happened in Yemen. It's a game.
Yeah, and it's a game that's killing people, so that's why it's not good. But thank you for mentioning that. So my next question for you is, I know you said you have some stuff for me too, so you could ask me questions whenever you like, or you want me to finish mine and you could do yours, whatever you want to do. So I guess my next question is, what makes the Yemeni American news different than all the other newspapers that are out there?
You know, Omar, because you study journalism, you better know better than me in this question. There's nothing. It's really is nothing better or different or anything else. It's only about the standards. You do a standards for your community, and you become. It's very important to be a right resource, honest. Don't make stories. Don't be fake. Be you. This is the main thing, and the Yemeni American news, like any business around us, is organization and a business in the same time. It's a very hard to work in the media and business, but we try to balance it, to make it balanced. So the main thing is Yemeni American news like a Shiba restaurant. When you go to Shiba restaurant, it's not only for Yemenis. Everybody want to eat Yemeni. So now we became like a Shiba restaurant. We have the name, but actually it's not about only Yemeni American community. It's about the whole community. We start with the Yemeni American community. We start with the Arab American community. But now it's all about the city. It's about Hamtramck. It's about Detroit. It's about Dearborn. So we change, and hopefully later on we move on to something bigger. But Omar, you are in journalism, and you went to school for it, and you know better. This kind of business need time and passionate and invest. And I'm lucky, beside what I do in newspaper, I'm investor in real estate as well.
Alhamdulillah, that's great to hear. That's exactly what
I really, before I jump, I want to ask you a question, Umar.
Yes, for sure.
What's the
Okay, hold on. Can you repeat the question, because you were kind of breaking up a little bit? Can you say the question again, because I don't think we heard it over here.
Why you went to school for journalism?
Okay, that's a great question. A lot of the reasons you mentioned, I really didn't like the image that the Yemeni people were being, and just Arabic people in general, and even Muslim people. I really didn't like the image that was put out there from us. People kind of viewed us as a certain way. So I kind of wanted to show people that we are different, and journalism will be a way of doing it, because you're out there, either through video or writing articles and stuff like that. And so I kind of wanted to make sure that people understood that Yemeni people, Arabic people, Muslim people are not terrorists. We are not bad people. And the way of doing it was through journalism, to learn about it and to figure out, how to tell a true story. How to tell, like you mentioned, how to be honest when you do tell a story. So all that stuff made me want to go into journalism. I just wanted to make sure, and I also love doing this kind of stuff, this interaction, this interviewing stuff. But the biggest driving force was kind of want to make sure that people understand that Yemeni people, Arabic people, and Muslim people are no different than anyone else out there. We just have different beliefs, but most of our beliefs are the same. Which is treat other people the way you want to be treated, be respected and all that stuff. So that's the reason why.
There is another question for you. That will be, a little bit hard.
Okay.
What year you graduate from? I know you are at Michigan State, right?
Yes.
What year you graduate?
I graduated in 2014.
When you graduated in 2014, the Yemeni American news was there. But you never contact us. You went somewhere else and you write for somebody else. Then I contact you personally. What happened? Why?
To be honest with you, that's a great question. I was looking around, and I was trying to find something. At the end of the day, the biggest thing was I really wanted something that was going to first of all, be close to home because I lived in Hamtramck, and I really didn't know much about the Yemeni American news myself. I didn't do enough research. And then you did reach out to me, so that's why I started off writing with the Hamtramck Review, and I was working at a school at the same time too in Hamtramck. So I knew that I was gonna be at home, and I didn't know where the Yemeni American news was located. I really didn't know much about the background of it and what I had to do. And then when you reached out to me, I realized like I don't even have to even be at a place. I could be working from home. So that's the truth. I mean, to be honest with you, I applied for a lot of different places. I looked at a lot of different places. I didn't really apply, but I looked at a lot of different places. But my biggest thing was to come out with the book. And that's what I did. I published the book and then, work close to home. That's what I wanted to do. So that was my two biggest things.
Okay, that since you start working with the Yemeni American news, Omar, can you tell your fans and your friend and your follower, what do you think?
I think that the Yemeni American News is one of the best newspapers that are out there in terms of integrity. Everybody that is watching, and for those of you that are watching or eventually will watch, Rasheed was mentioning that the most important thing is, being true to yourself and being honest and being a trustworthy newspaper. And that's everything that the Yemeni American News stands for. Rasheed, every time that he wants me to do an article, he tells me to make sure that you get the right sources. Get at least 3 or 4 sources. These are all stuff that I learned in journalism, by the way. You don't ever want one source in your paper because one person is not enough. They don't tell the whole story. So, what I think about the Yemeni American News, I think that it's a newspaper that's on the rise. And I know that you know that. I'm loving everything that you guys do. It's a bunch of people that are there that work very hard too. I know Simon is one of the writers over there. He's a great guy. I met him that one time he came to the event that we had at the school. So what I think of the Yemeni American News, I think it's up and coming. I mean, you guys, alhamdulillah, it's already doing great, and I just think that there's a lot more great to come. I think it's a great idea. It's ran by a person that has integrity. He tells the right story. So at the end of the day, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, and inshallah, you guys keep doing what you're doing, and obviously you and I still work together, and we can definitely be a part of the success. And
Omar, some people when they have that kind of business, they direct the story the way they want. And can you tell us a little bit from what you feel? You did about 15 report, almost 20 stories for Yemeni American News. Did you tell, do we have any agenda, or we direct the story the way we want, or do you do whatever you want? So can you tell your followers?
Yeah, so for those that are watching, I just want to let you guys know that Rasheed tells me, hey, there's this story out there, and that's all he says. He doesn't care who I interview. He doesn't care which way that I go, which route do I take. He just tells me, hey, there's a good story out there about this. Can you find some sources, and can you find what's going on? Never tells me, hey, you should interview this person, you should interview this person, hear what they have to say, because that's what they want. Because that's what he wants me to publish. At the end of the day, Rasheed could tell me to go, hey, go interview about, this, blah, or this problem over here. At the end of the day, it's all about the information that I receive, and it's all about the information that I put out there, the writer. And every time I send it back to him, he barely touches it in terms of editing. He keeps it the way that I wrote it, which is very important, because at the end of the day, if I wrote something and then he changed some major stuff, I'm gonna feel some type of way. And even the people that get interviewed are gonna feel some type of way. They're gonna feel like, hey, I'm not gonna trust this person anymore. Even when I made a mistake, I remember one time I made a mistake. I think I misspelled someone's name, and that person was upset. They reached out to the newspaper. Rasheed told me to immediately, next month, we're going to rewrite the whole paper, or just rewrite a quick paragraph and make that person happy. And that's integrity. That's integrity. He made sure that I fixed that problem, and I made sure that I let them know that it was my problem. It had nothing to do with the paper. It was me, the writer, and we fixed it. And that person was happy. We showed him respect. And just to give you an idea of the stuff that the Yemeni American News does.
This is the principle, and this is what's the all Yemeni American use all about.
Yep.
This is where you ask in the questions, what's make you different? This is the difference. To be honest and to present your community in the right way.
You see how Rasheed did
Now,
that? I'm just saying, you see how he did that? Instead of answering the question, he just had me answer all the questions. See, that's why Rasheed is a great guy. See, that was smart. That was smart.
By the way, you know the good thing about you, Umar, you're not only in the media and you do your job, you are in the sport. We have some common together. You like baseball and I like soccer. You like basketball, I like, ping pong. So we have more than one kind. I love it when I see you in the sport,
Yeah.
That's
Definitely. Yeah.
This is the more better for the next question.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you. And I just want to let you know it was kind of breaking up a little bit.
One by one.
All right. Okay. Because now I asked you the next question because it was kind of breaking up. But I'm gonna ask you the next question. So I know you. I see that you are you're exercising these days. You're moving around. So I guess my next question to you is, what gets you up every morning? So what motivates you to wake up every morning?
Omar, it's really tough. Everybody has a different view about these questions. I believe first thing you be healthy, you be wealthy, you gotta be healthy, right?
Yep.
So number one, it's your health. That's number one. Then your kids, your family, your job, your community. So let's motivate me. It's number one. It's my health. It's what's make me up in the morning. It's my health. I gotta wake up to care about myself first. Because if I'm bad, there's nobody around me will be okay. So my health first, my family second, my job, my community. This is what I believe.
And that's great. Those are all great answers. And then my next question, and my last question, at least that I have for right now, for someone that may walk in the same or similar footsteps as you, Rasheed, that they wanna, maybe one day do their own newspaper, or just be a hardworking man in real estate, or just being a great father, or just a great community person. What advice would you give them? What advice would you give that person?
This is what's all America all about, is working hard. It's nothing called smart. People, they thinking, if you are smart, you got to do this and this. No. It's how many hours you put in your days. Look at everybody in all of the world and all of the human being have 24 hours a day. How you spend the 24 hours? If you do 8 hours, you'll be okay. If you do 10 hours, you'll be perfect. If you do 12 hours, you'll be excellent. So you choose. It's all about working hard. How many hours you do. So there is a word they said, you gotta do what you love. That word is not word for me. I gotta do what I love and then make money out of it. So it's both. So one thing is working hard. How many hours you offer. So I'm gonna ask you, Umar. It's what's your motivating you so you can give advice to me.
Okay, my motivational factor to me is, like you mentioned, I'm not gonna lie, health, it should be up there, but right now where I'm at and my age, the biggest thing for me is my family, my community, my job, and my religion. Always trying to be the best that I can be at the end of the day. And other than that, like when I wake up every morning, I look at it like, if no one's going to do what I'm going to do, so I have to do it. That's how I look at it. No one is going to do this job. No one's going to do this. No one's going to do this unless I do it. So I have to go out there and do it. That's my mindset. I look at it like nothing is going to get done in the world if I just sit down and do nothing. And I love what you said. I love how you said that there's 24 hours in the day. You might sleep for 7-8 hours. What are you doing for those other 16 hours? So making sure that I'm busy. I always try to be busy. I always try to do something. and not just sitting around, because like you said, man, this world is, in America, it's beautiful. We all have this opportunity to do great things. So at the end of the day, you try to take advantage of it every single hour. You know, we have opportunities here that we would not have in Yemen. So that's why at the end of the day, I just try to take advantage of everything that that we have, and all the time that we have.
I know, Omar, you are what? You are 30 years old now, or 26? 28?
28, you got it right, 28.
28, okay, so I'm 50. I have a black. My plan for 20. What's your plan?
Okay, hold on, Rasheed. As the camera stopped, that said I am 50, and then that's it. So you said, what's my 20-year plan, you said, or what?
Exactly, because I'm a 50 right now, I have a plan for 20 years. What's your plan for 20 years?
Well, that's beautiful, first of all. MashaAllah, man. I love how I love your thinking, Rasheed, man. You're an inspiration, man. But what's my plan for 20 years? That's a great question. You know, people usually ask, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? 20 years from now, which probably I'm going to be about 50 years old, first of all, I eventually want to become a principal, hopefully, of a school. That's one thing. In terms of journalism, I don't know where it's going to take me. Like, I have a very open mind with journalism, you know, because I got my master's in education, so I already know that I eventually want to be a principal. That's like my education goal. But journalism is just an interesting field. You already know this. Like, it could just take you anywhere. You know, I could just keep doing this, where I'm just interviewing people, or I could be working for, you know, the Yemeni American News. You could be like, hey, I'm gonna hand you the keys. You run this newspaper. You know, I don't know. We don't know what might happen in 20 years. So journalism, I have a very open mind. That's why I love this field. You know, people say, like, you really didn't do something, and I tell them, like, journalism, you could be a journalist at 50 years old. You know, you could be reporting news at 60 years old. You know, it doesn't matter what your age is. You could always do journalism. That's why I love that I learned about it. So I guess those are my goals. You know, alhamdulillah, inshallah, you know, I have a couple more kids and personal goals. Obviously, go to Hajj and do stuff like that. But in terms of my career goals, I definitely eventually want to become a principal one day. And I love being a motivational speaker. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to go around and speak to people and motivate people. And in journalism, you know, the doors are open, man. I don't know what to say of a goal in journalism, because it could be anywhere.
Okay, I have the last question for you.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clear.
With this show, where do you want to go?
This show right here, the reason why I started it, number one, I love doing, like you said, like you know, just like with making a newspaper, you want to serve the community. This was my way of bringing positive, because I knew that the coronavirus hit. A lot of people are going to be negative. A lot of people are going to be at home. So I wanted to bring some positive. So by doing that, I'm telling other people's stories that are motivating, so that it could motivate people. And another thing is, like I said, I want to be a motivational speaker. I really do. I really enjoy, you know, when I'm with the kids, I try to tell them about life. You know, my brothers tell me all the time, oh my God, here comes another speech from Umar. You know, they're kind of annoyed of me, because I always try to give them speeches. So I was like, you know what? I think I could share this with the world. You know, I'm a coach. I always try to give the players speeches, you know, a teacher. And so I want to eventually become a motivational speaker, you know, travel. You know, and there's been schools that invited me to come speak already, and I love doing that. And so I don't mind going to schools, speaking. So that's kind of what I wanted to come out of this is, number one, to bring positive light to different people, to show people that, you know, there's other people out there. They don't have to be in the big news. They don't have to be stars from Los Angeles or Hollywood. There's people in the community that are doing great things. So I wanted people to notice that. And then the second thing is also, you know, for my resume and from building my own brand of showing people that I could be a motivational speaker.
That's perfect. So yeah, I know you are an Hamtramck. I have a question for you. That's related to Hamtramck.
Okay.
What's your role to do your job to fix Hamtramck as a person?
Something as simple as doing a show that motivates people. Just being a good citizen. At the end of the day, every single day, it could be as simple as throwing your trash away. Hamtramck, obviously they have a little trash problem. We had an article that talked about that in the Yemeni American news. It's just something simple as that. Being a good citizen, knowing how to act, driving carefully. In a city that has a lot of kids, has a lot of people that don't like the driving, and obviously being a teacher, I love giving back. I coach in the community, I try to be a part of events that are in the community. We had a mental health awareness day that we opened it up to all the community, educating the community. I think that's the biggest thing that I probably bring, is I bring an education to the community. I try my best to try to give back to the community by sharing stories and also doing events that will educate and hopefully help people understand each other better. You know what I'm saying? Because Hamtramck is very diverse, and if we can all understand each other, then we could definitely get more things done.
See, that's why I told you I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah, this is the first time where I talked about myself, so I hope the viewers, any final words that you have, Rasheed, any final things that you want to say out there for people that are watching?
Just only love your family, love your neighbor, be a good person, work hard. America is about bridges, about our kids, about our future. America is the best for us. We need the people around us. The people around us who's different from us, they need us. So we need each other to live together, to make Hamtramck and all of the world the best place to live together.
Alhamdulillah, and thank you for those final words. For those of you that are watching, I hope you enjoyed it. This was a fun time for me. I hope you enjoyed it too, Rasheed. And I think we're about to close out. Rasheed, if you want to just stay on, I'm going to just talk to you. But I'm going to end the live video. Thank you guys for watching. This was another interview on Motivate Me 313, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Take it easy.